So here we are in Biddenden. As you'll know from our story, for over 500 years of the Finn family and then the Ramsden family, almost all of that story is based around this small village. And indeed, this church and this graveyard holds the remains of so many of the family, almost all of the family. Being here gives me a chance to reflect on the full story and to think about particularly the Finn family and their story from the point of Felix Finn, the first person in our list. The Finn family in Biddenden were at the bottom end of the social class. We know that they skirted with criminality and all of the time was spent in poverty. And that's so different from the Finn family in Ireland. So you have to see how far lives become so different from those in previous generations to now. So I'm going to pick a single inflection point first, and that's my great-grandfather, John Felix Finn. Now you might recall that he was actually born in Mard, close by here. He eventually left Marden, left Kent and went to London. And I can only believe he did that. He'd make a better life for his family. He proved that by continuing to move throughout the UK and then ultimately to Canada, where he hoped to make a better life. Sadly, his life was cut short, but he did, in my grandfather, inspire him to not look for a life of agriculture, to look outside of that to get a skill. That same message was passed on to my own dad and then to us. Work hard and get an education. And if I look for those two messages, those are the keys to, I think, that make the difference between where we were as a Finn family to where we are now. I hope you've enjoyed the story of the Finns going back 500 years. Now, it's not possible that I know to push that story back further than 500 years from the records that are available. But it may be possible using some geography. The area that we're standing is in the Weald of Kent. 1,000 years ago, this was all forest. And families moved into that forest and started creating their own clearings where they kept pigs and grew crops in the clearings. They called those clearings dens, and the den had a name, possibly of the family or the person that started it. That den and that clearing, some of them became hamlets, some of them villages. And virtually all the villages around here end in the word den. Some of them didn't. The clearing itself had a name, and it was just the name of the farm. But that place also gave its name to the people from that place. And this is such a place, and gave its name to the people from that place.